Hello, wonderful explorers! Have you ever wondered how so many different countries and languages came to be? It's a fascinating story that starts a long, long time ago, right after a great big flood with a man named Noah and his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. These 3 brothers and their families were the only people left on the whole wide world, and they had a very important job to fill the earth with people again. So, let's grab our explorer hats and journey back in time to uncover the incredible story of how these 3 sons shaped the world we live in today. After the flood waters went down, Noah's family stepped out of the ark into a brand new world. It was quiet and empty, but full of promise. God gave them a special instruction: be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. He wanted them to spread out, explore new lands, and create wonderful new communities all over the planet. Shem, Ham, and Japheth listened, and soon their families began to grow. Little villages started to pop up, and the world was slowly filled with the happy sounds of children playing and families working together. For a while, everyone spoke the same language and understood each other perfectly. The descendants of Shem, Ham, and Japheth began their great journey. Shem's family, who would later be known as the Semitic peoples, mostly settled in the areas we now call the Middle East. They became the ancestors of many important figures in history. Ham's family traveled south and west, settling in lands like Africa and a place called Canaan. These regions became known for their rich cultures and resources. And Japheth's family, they moved towards the coastlines and islands, exploring what would become Europe and parts of Asia. Each family group began to develop its own unique way of life, like planting different seeds in a giant garden that was starting to bloom. As the population grew, something interesting happened. Instead of continuing to spread out as God had asked, the people decided to stick together. They found a beautiful, wide plain in a land called Shinar. This is perfect, they said. Let's build a great city here for ourselves, a place where we can all live together. A strong and ambitious leader named Nimrod, who was a grandson of Ham, came up with a big idea. He was known as a mighty hunter, a hero to the people, but he also had a very proud heart. He wanted to build something that would make them famous forever. Nimrod announced, "Let us build a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves and not be scattered over the face of the whole earth." This wasn't just any tower. It was a symbol of their unity and strength. They wanted to show everyone, even God, how powerful they could be when they worked together. They thought that by staying in one place and building this incredible tower, they could control their own destiny and maybe even avoid being scattered if another disaster ever came. Their ambition was as high as the tower they planned to build. So, the construction of the Tower of Babel began. Everyone worked together with great excitement. They learned how to make strong bricks and use sticky tar to hold them together. Day by day, the tower grew taller and taller, reaching for the clouds. It was an amazing sight. It showed how much humans could achieve when they put their minds to it. But their goal was rooted in pride. They were directly disobeying God's command to spread out and fill the earth. They wanted to create their own center of power, relying on their own strength instead of trusting in God's plan for them. God looked down from heaven and saw the city and the tower that the people were building. He saw that they were united, but their unity was based on defiance. They were trying to make a name for themselves, not to honor Him. He knew that if they continued like this, their pride would only lead to more problems. So, God decided to intervene, but not in a way anyone expected. He didn't send a storm or an earthquake. Instead, He did something much more clever and gentle. He decided to mix up their languages. Imagine you're building a sandcastle with your friends. One minute, you're all saying, "Pass the bucket," and "More water, please," and everyone understands. The next minute, your friend asks for the bucket, but it sounds like complete gibberish to you. And when you try to ask for the shovel, you say something that sounds silly to them. That's what happened at Babel. Suddenly, a bricklayer couldn't understand the person handing him bricks. A planner couldn't explain his designs to the builders. Communication became impossible. Confusion and frustration spread throughout the construction site. The work on the great tower screeched to a halt. People tried to talk, but they couldn't understand each other. They would point and gesture, but it was no use. Families and groups of people who could still understand each other huddled together. They looked at the other groups, who were now speaking strange new languages and felt like strangers. The grand project that was supposed to unite them forever had actually separated them. The dream of their magnificent city and sky-high tower was over. The tower was left unfinished, a silent reminder of their broken pride. With communication gone, the people had no choice but to do what God had wanted all along. They scattered. The groups of people who spoke the same new language packed up their things and moved away together, looking for a new place to call home. Shem's descendants traveled to one part of the world, Ham's to another, and Japheth's to yet another. This event, which we call the Great Dispersion, is how the Bible explains the beginning of all the different nations and languages we see in the world today. Each group took with them their own unique way of speaking, thinking, and living. And this is where our world's amazing diversity began. From the scattering, beautiful, and unique cultures started to form all across the globe. Each group developed its own music, art, stories, and traditions. The different languages they spoke shaped how they saw the world, leading to a rich tapestry of human experience. It is like a single ray of white light passing through a prism and splitting into a beautiful rainbow of colors. The fall of Babel wasn't just a punishment, it was the beginning of a world filled with vibrant, diverse cultures, each one special and unique. So, the next time you hear a different language or learn about a new culture, you can think back to the Tower of Babel. The story teaches us a valuable lesson about humility and the beauty of diversity. While the people at Babel sought unity through pride, we can find true unity in respecting and celebrating our differences. Every language, every culture adds a unique color to the amazing painting of humanity. And it all started with Noah's 3 sons and a tower that tried to reach the heavens. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through history. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you enjoyed learning about Shem, Ham, and Japheth, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories. See you next time, and God bless, fellow explorers.